Okay, so in this video what we're gonna do is focus on how do we write a vector in 3 dimensions. Okay, this is a vector which I've made in 3 dimensions. Now the point here, this point is origin, and there's a point in space which is this point, and we've made a vector OC which represents the position vector of the point P. If we see in 3D figure, we'll see that it has 3 components. Now OA components lies along your x-axis, so OA component is along x-axis. Then there is AB component which is along z-axis. This is our z-axis. And there is a BC component which goes directly upwards. If we see, the BC is parallel to our y-axis, so BC directly goes upwards. So इसके 3 components हैं हमारे पास, which are OA along the x-axis, the AB along z component, and BC along y component. So we'll solve these vectors and we'll see how they give us the vector OC. Now the vector OB can be directly written as vector OA plus OB by vector law of addition, and similarly vector OC can be written as OB plus OC by triangle law of addition. So effectively what we can write is OC is nothing but OA plus OB plus BC. So these 3 vectors constitute the position vector. So I've made all those vectors around here. What we can write is vector OC can be written as vector OA plus vector AB plus vector BC. Okay, now vector OA plus AB will give us the vector OA plus OAB will give us vector OB. This vector, the vector OB, ये हमें ये वाला वेक्टर मिल जाएगा यहाँ से. Let me make it more clearer to you. This yellow line represents our OB vector. So this gives us vector OB plus vector BC. Okay. Now vector OA can be written, it is in x direction. So what we can write is, it is a vector which has a magnitude of x unit and it points in x direction, so it can be written directly as xi cap. Similarly for AB we can write it points out in negative z direction. So what we can say is that the value of AB vector is minus of zk cap plus BC vector. BC vector directly points upwards, as we can see in this figure as well, that OA is along our x-axis, then AB is along our minus z-axis. Minus z, the front is your positive z, the backward it's minus z, so it points in this direction, so it is minus k, and your BC points in plus y direction. We can see it is, this line is parallel to y-axis, so it is parallel to my y-axis. What we can say is ये वाला vector जो होगा BC, it can be directly written in terms of j cap. Okay, so plus y j cap. So we have learned that the position vector of any point, the point has coordinates x, y, minus z, can be written as xi cap plus yj cap minus zk cap. Okay, or in other words we can also write the length of OC. Now length of OC we can find out from this figure. In triangle OAB, we can clearly see that OA is perpendicular to AB. So we can say OA square plus OB square is equal to, OA square plus AB square is equal to OB square. OA square plus AB square is equal to OB square. Okay, and also we have one more triangle which is OBC. triangle OBC. OBC is the red triangle, the red one. Okay, in red triangle we can see that OB is perpendicular to BC. It is clearly visible to us from this. We can see that now if we look at this, OB is perpendicular to BC. So that means that OB being perpendicular to BC, we can say OB square plus BC square is equal to OC square. Now OC is nothing but the length of position vector. OC was our length of position vector. See, this was the point we were referring to. OC was the length of position vector. So length of position vector we have found. It comes out. What is OB square? OB square is OA square plus AB square. So put that value. Putting that value in our equation, we'll get OC square is equal to OB square can be written as OA square plus AB square plus this is OB square down here plus BC square. Now OA is X, AB is Z and BC is Y. So it is nothing but OC square is X square plus Y square plus Z square, or in other words we can write the magnitude of OC vector is nothing but under the root of X square plus Y square plus Z square. So that concludes, if we wanted to find out what is the length of our position vector which has a coordinate of x, y, z, of a point which has a coordinates x, y, z, how we can imagine this thing in 3D. Now we can see from this diagram very pictorially that there are three lines, all of them which are parallel to each other. जैसे कि OA है वो perpendicular है AB के, हम ऊपर से देखेंगे टॉप व्यू में हमें क्लियरली दिखेगा that OA is perpendicular to AB. Similarly what we can also see is that OB, ये जो बेस लाइन है हमारा रेड का बेस लाइन, it is perpendicular to BC. So इन दोनों ट्राइंगल में OBC and OAB एक कॉमन पार्ट आता है OB लाइन. इसका हमने यूज किया अपना इक्वेशंस में, OB को हमने यूज करके अपना इक्वेशंस का रिजल्ट निकाल लिया. So this is one of the core results of 3D vectors, and we shall remember this result that the position vector is known, then we can clearly find out the length of the position.